panel is making noise, the person producing doesn't catch it, feel free to mute them. Not a problem. As long as we know how to mute, as long as they know how to turn it back on when they need to speak or whatever. But it does happen from time to time. So anybody in the panel can mute any other person.
Is that by clicking the down arrow and?
Yeah, you'll see if you click the down arrow and select mute.
Right. Okay, I see.
And then whoever was muted, you can just unmute up at the top again.
Right. What does profile and ignore mean?
Ignore would be like if you want to ignore that particular person, not something
it wouldn't show up on your. Right.
Yeah, it wouldn't show up.
Don't touch.
Okay. Don't touch that one. Profile will actually take you through to their G+
I
profile.
see. Okay.
So if you want to know about somebody who's in the panel, you're in there for the first time with them, you can go through that and actually see what their Google+ profile says about them.
Okay.
And learn about that person.
John, why would you mute someone?
If they're talking or if there's a noise that you hear and you want to just kind of help the speaker out.
Oh, I see.
You might want to mute them out. So know that you can help them out by muting if need be. So.
Or God forbid that any of our four-legged friends would want to sing and serenade us during a hangout.
That can happen at times. I've seen that.
You can mute yourself down on this little button, or you can go up to the top and mute yourself.
You can go up the top and mute yourself.
Okay.
But, yeah, I think you can mute yourself from below as well, if you wanted to. Yeah, I can't hear you.
Worked. Okay.
He uses that effect quite a bit, actually.
I try it with Sabrina, but
She's a smart cookie. She doesn't fall for that. Yeah.
No.
All right. So does everybody have the Webinar Jam app?
Yeah, I see it here off to the left.
I don't know that I do. Do I?
It's a red lightning bolt.
Yeah. It's a little.
Oh, at the very top.
On the left-hand side, it's a little white app with a red lightning bolt in it.
Oh yeah. Okay, got it.
So.
Top right where? I don't know. I'm not seeing any red.
If you take your cursor over to the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see a whole bunch of little apps down the side.
Oh yes. Okay, and.
I'm just going to start at the top. I'll walk you through what each one is, and then that way you'll know what they all are. How's that sound?
Okay. Great.
Okay. So the one at the very top is the chat. And if you click on it, I use that chat a lot internally. So like let's say, for example, we want to communicate inside. You can do that through Webinar Jam, but I don't like to do that. I'm always afraid I'll send something out to the audience I don't want to, if you know what I mean. Yep. So
okay.
I see that. So I use the internal one for people in the panel. And I usually recommend, hey, let's use the one inside to talk amongst ourselves.
Right.
If you go down to the next one.
John.
Yeah.
Which one's internal? This one that I just used?
This one you just used is internal.
Okay, so just the people in the panel. Got it.
Yeah. If you use the Webinar Jam one and it's set wrong, there's a good chance you could send like whatever you're sending inside the panel out to the audience.
Red line.
I see. So there's a setting to make that internal one public?
It could, yeah. So I usually recommend, inside, let's use the internal chat.
So, and did I just use the internal chat?
Yes, you did.
Okay, great.
You did. And so the next one down is the screen share. And if you guys want to try that, feel free. You can just click it, and it gives you, you'll see it gives you a bunch of different possibilities to share your screen.
So if I have my PowerPoint slides up, that's how we would get to them.
Exactly. Now, I'm glad you brought that up, because PowerPoint slides, you want to set them up so they're confined to a window. It's a setting in PowerPoint, because you can't present full screen.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a setting to confine it to a window. I can show you that later.
And what is that setting called? Custom show?
It's under custom. I think it's under custom show, and it's confined to. It says confined to a window, confined PowerPoint to a window.
Okay. Is that PC as well as Mac?
It is PC as well as Mac.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. So it's confined to a window. If you keep going down the screen, the showcase we won't use. It's kind of like the offer push in Webinar Jam. It lets you show an offer. if you're doing just a regular Hangout.
Okay, no, that's important. So what was that? The
Showcase. Yeah. So if you do like a regular Hangout event,
mhm.
have you been in a regular straight Google Hangout event? You guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, both. Okay. So this is a new app, and it'll show like an offer off to the side. You set it up in Showcase. You can put an offer in, and it'll show up in a regular Hangout.
And that's different than the offer I've created when I set up the webinar?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, Webinar Jam automatically pushes an offer using its own technology.
Hold on.
Yep.
So this is something you pre-build like a PNG and then you show it?
Yeah, it's something that you put in place, and where it shows up, if you set up a Hangout on air as an event, you'll see along the top it's got, do you want a Q&A, do you want the showcase? You just say yes to those options, and it'll kind of walk you through filling those out.
Okay.
But it's similar to the push inside of Webinar Jam.
So really, we can just use the Webinar Jam features. Is there anything really in Google Hangout that we need that Webinar Jam doesn't kind of skin?
Hold on, let me talk to them and see what he says.
You get the internal chat. That's cool.
Yeah, the internal chat, the Hangout toolbox where you can put your lower thirds up.
Okay.
But you guys know how to use that already.
And you saw the little quotation mark, and it said allow for video call and for...
Up in the left-hand corner.
Got to poke around in here a little bit.
Yeah. Feel free to poke away.
Oh, that's why you're poking.
Nice.
Man, I'm slow today. Have there been any updates to Webinar Jam where you can do evergreens with it?
Not yet, but there's supposed to be an upgrade to EBS. So you'll be able to do evergreen through whatever the new EBS is going to be.
All right, well, hold on a second. Let me
Yeah.
Evergreen business.
What's happening, Alan?
Okay, so two of our folks are brand new to have spanking Gmail accounts as of this morning. So, and they're trying to log on. They got the screen that has a little green quotation mark, and it says, click on this to allow, and they're on Firefox. Both of them are on Firefox. Click on this to allow Google Apps and Google Video Chat. And they did that, and now they've gotten a list of options.
Okay. Keep saying allow all the way through.
Keep saying allow all the way through.
Yeah. Keep saying yes and allow.
John says keep saying yes and allow all the way through.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then I see Sydney just joined us too.
Yeah.
So.
Hi, Sydney.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Sydney can hear us. Sydney, if you can hear me, over on the left-hand side, up at the top, is an internal chat, and you can type in.
Say that again. I got you. I'm listening.
This thing.
Okay, all right. So I went in and allowed it, and now I'm back on the screen where you get the little quote mark with the jiggling back and forth with the green.
Right.
That's a good sign.
And now what do? I click it and nothing happens.
Okay.
So my question is, do I need to go back and sort of start from somewhere and get into it because it didn't work the first time or something? I need to clear out memory or.
Why don't you just close that window and see if clicking the link then makes a difference?
Then how do you write?
Okay, so go back to the link from the email.
Yeah. Close that window first and then click the link again.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Alan, can you hear me?
All right, let me close this now. I'm closing all the way out.
Nope.
Email. And let's click on the link. Okay, let's see what happens. Now it's there. And I can click on it. Oh, now I got all kinds of things going on. I've got a video saying that the camera's turned off, so I need to turn it on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because ahead of time and full
There
me.
should be like a
No. Okay, it says you're about to join a hangout on air. I have read and I understand.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then, okay, got it. Oh, whoa. Okay, there I am. Let's see. If others are not in your circle, you're about to join a Google Hangout on air. So I'll say join.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, there you are.
Okay, great. You are. There you are.
Hi, Mary.
Okay, now, let me go see if I can get Joe on.
Okay.
Okay. Now I can't. I'm having trouble communicating with Sydney. I see her, but I don't think she can hear me.
She's muted.
She is? Okay. So, Sydney, if you can hear me, go up to the center, in the middle, all the way to the top, and you'll see a microphone. If you click on it, it'll unmute you. Look at you up there. Holy cow. Created a monster.
Yeah, you give them the drive. I see what they're going to be doing. Well, we're just going to have to keep them on engaged the whole time, or they're going to draw things.
I can see these two have come a long way already.
Honey, you have no idea the creativity these two have.
Warmed up here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry for being distracted.
Oh, no, please.
No, not at all. Feel free. You guys are going to be the ones who have all kinds of questions, so that'll be good.
Okay, cool.
Let me go to...
Hey, Sydney, can you hear me?
I'm going to mess Facebook Messenger because that's how we've
Okay.
been communicating.
Okay, good. Somebody's got a breezy something in the background.
I had a phone that was on, speakerphone on, so
Oh,
I just turned it off.
I think it might be Marion or somebody.
Yeah, that she's in another room trying to get Joe's computer to do for him what she was able to do for her. I am afraid to ask.
That's right. I'm just trying to figure out where it's coming from so I know for later.
Yeah.
If I mute her for a second, you've got another way to get a hold of her, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. The danger of. No, that didn't get rid of it.
It sounds like a Steven.
And
Yeah, I just.
send me a message saying we can. Well, she went away.
Yeah, I think she'll be back.
I see Sabrina's opening more apps. Should I be concerned?
Go back to being.
No, it's good.
Got flipped over.
They got Webinar Jam. They got to learn to use it.
Right.
Oh, our banner. Oh, our banner's not backwards for you, though,
Okay,
right?
there's Joe Hirsch.
No,
Great.
looks perfect. And you can turn that around too.
I think how do we unmute Mary?
All right. Hey, Darden,
Yes,
I'm going to mute you for just a second. I think it might
Okay.
be coming from.
it's
From you.
coming from my phone because it has Google Hangouts on it.
Oh,
How do I turn that off on my phone?
oh, so you're you're in twice?
Apparently, it just showed up on my phone, and I don't know
It was.
how do I turn it off
camera.
on my phone.
Well,
You should be able to just
Our
slide it to the left and shut it off.
I'm there. I'm there.
Well, I
Where
don't.
you not?
I don't know because I guess because my phone's loaded into Google, it's automatically done it on my phone. But I'm not understanding how I. This is what my phone is
Okay, can you just
showing me.
close, Darden, can you just close that window?
It was closed. I mean, my phone wasn't even on when it loaded it and came on.
Oh, that's
So-
interesting.
So I don't know where to go. Do I go to Gmail and then unclick somehow Hangouts on it? I mean,
know, everybody's phone is a little different. Best thing, can you like temporarily put it in
turn my
plane
phone
mode
off?
or shut it off for a moment?
Yeah, I'll do that. So you
Okay.
think airplane mode would do it?
Yeah, usually it'll shut that stuff
Right.
off.
Okay. Let me do that.
But like I said, I'm going to just temporarily mute you just to see if the sound is coming from you. So, just you can bring yourself back in a minute.
And so, John, I want to introduce you to Joe and Marion Hirsch.
Hi, Joe.
And
Hi, Marion.
Tristan, you have met Joe and Marion. They were at the Tapping Liberation program in Houston you came to. And that's Sabrina. Tristan.
Hey, Kristen.
hi.
Hey, Sabrina.
Hi.
And they invested in your Qigong course.
Awesome.
Yes.
They know your morning and evening Qigong routine.
Cool.
I think it's not Darden that it's coming from, so it's not you, Darden.
Is it like a road noise?
It's like I just hear like
Air.
an air noise, kind of like a staticky noise. So Joe and Marion, I'm just trying to nail down where this noise is coming from. So I'm going to mute you for a second, and
Okay.
up at the top center is the microphone, and you can turn it back on to come back on. I'm just trying to figure out where this is coming from. So just bear with me a minute. Okay, not from there. Okay. Hey, Alan, I'm going to mute you just for a second. I think it actually might be you.
Okay.
It's a little foggy.
It's Alan.
Alan.
So, Alan, what do you got going on over there, buddy? Here, you can unmute yourself again.
You don't.
Oh, this is
It's a party out of bounds over here.
awesome.
Yeah, you got something that's making like a really kind of staticky something. You were perfect to begin with. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well, you know, life.
That's
All this jumping up and down and twirling around.
all right. We can figure that out later.
Okay. And Joe, you're still muted. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah,
And let's see if
you
we
guys
get
can unmute again.
Sydney.
Yep, Sydney, we got to figure out how to get.
We had
on
her picture a moment ago, but now
We did.
Right.
Hey, Sydney, can you hear me?
she said she couldn't hear. Let me try calling her.
Okay.
I'll mute myself
All
for
right.
the greater good.
And we can carry on here for a minute without you. Oh, she popped out. Oh, I can't hear you now.
Now it sounds like rain.
Yeah.
The noise changed from blowing air to rain.
Yeah, but you guys were hearing it too.
Yes.
It stopped.
There, now it's gone again.
I'm still hearing it.
You're still hearing it?
Okay,
The
now
rain.
mine is quiet.
Mine's quiet now.
I can't unmute.
Oh, you're unmuted. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
My little screen shows. Okay.
No, I can hear you. You're good.
I'm still hearing the rain.
You're still hearing it.
Yeah. I wonder, but I'm in the other room from Alan. Maybe it has something to do with him
Maybe it
being
has
on the phone
something
or
to-
something.
It could
Do I
be.
need to be farther away?
Sometimes the phone can mess with the microphones and stuff. I know it does mine if somebody calls me on my phone and I've got it close to one of the mics. It interferes. So he might just be getting interference from.
Okay,
phone
maybe
too.
that's just me hearing his phone. Okay.
Could be it. All right, so I'll give him just a second to see if we can find out what's going on with Cindy. Sydney. I want to say Cindy. Sydney.
This is what I have right now.
So while we're waiting, the next choice on the
Next
bar
choice
is
down the
Q&A, and that's going to be what I'm doing.
The Q&A that you're going to be doing is actually in the webinar
Jam. Oh, okay.
chat.
So it's not this. Okay. Never
No,
mind.
so it's not that. If you guys, one thing we like to do is a lot of times we'll take photos when we do Hangouts. So when we get together beforehand, we take shots. So something to think about. The camera is something we use every once in a while. The Hangout toolbox is for if you want like the lower third, like Tristan has over there, or had.
Yeah, we're tweaking it.
Are you tweaking it?
Yeah, we're making a better one.
So if you go into the Hangout toolbox and you click on the first little icon at the top that's got like a portrait with a face in it, you'll see it shows up and pre-populates with your name.
No. Where am I looking?
On the left-hand side, there's like a little suitcase with a wrench in it. It's called the Hangout toolbox. You'll see when you're hovering over it. Do you see it?
No.
No. If you take your cursor way over to the far left, there's a whole bunch of little
Yeah, the
apps down the side.
top thing I have is a red with like looks like a pencil.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's red. It looks like a red briefcase.
Oh, mine's round, so it's a weird secret.
Well, at the very top there is the red with the pencil. That's the draw app that Sabrina turned on,
Yeah.
and then chat is underneath that.
Right. And then screen share.
Yeah.
I've got the same one: showcase, Q&A, capture a picture, control room,
Okay.
draw, Hangout toolbox.
There you go. That's the one. Do you see that one?
No.
Here, it's about the fourth or fifth from the bottom on my here.
Yeah, it's the fifth one down on mine.
Well, you gotta just bring your cursor over and it'll pop out.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, don't have it. If you don't have it,
You're not getting the little choices on the left.
okay. If you don't have it, anything that you would ever want to find, you go down to the bottom. There's like 3 dots.
Okay.
If you click on it, you'll see in more apps the Hangout toolbox, and you can load it up if you don't have it. And that just lets you put your name and a website and that on if you want.
Okay.
And then you can get into like having real fancy ones like Tristan and I have.
Well, we're gonna get fancy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sydney's on, but she can't hear us.
Okay, so she can't hear.
So
So she needs to go to the settings up on top.
oh, she okay. I think she's using her smartphone data through her smartphone, but she doesn't have Wi-Fi where she's at. Would that affect her being able to hear?
Shouldn't affect her being able to hear.
I didn't think so.
No. No, it shouldn't affect her being able to hear.
So she said she definitely can't hear us.
Can she see us?
I just sent her that.
Okay.
Green is
Well, John, I'm so glad we did this ahead of time.
This is this is exactly why we do this ahead of time. Because it's funny. Everybody would lead you to believe that everybody on the planet's been in a hangout, but still wide open territory.
The Wild West.
It is the Wild West.
Okay, I found the Hangout toolbox, but I can't seem to get it to go onto my bar on the left-hand side. So how do I do that?
If you click on it on the left, you'll see it over on the right.
On the right.
Does that? Let me.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to show you.
Okay, Sydney can see us, and she's going to check her mute button to see if she's muted herself.
Okay. You're going to see funnel of death screen. Sorry here, but if you click on me in the bottom film strip,
Okay.
you'll have to excuse the funnel of death here, but
Right.
over on the left, here's your Hangout toolbox.
Right.
And
But
if
see,
you click on it,
mine's not there.
oh, it's not there?
No, it's not. I can,
There, yeah.
I can hit the three dots and it comes up,
Okay.
but it doesn't stay on the bar. I have to,
You have to activate it to go onto the bar.
and that's what I'm asking. How do I do that? Because I double clicked it and it didn't go to the bar, and then I've tried several different things and none of them seem to actually.
And you clicked. Did you click down where it says Add App to add it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Try that again.
And then it brings you in over here and says Install Hangout extension.
No, it is. Okay, here's another there. All right. Whoops, we can. Out of sort.
Yeah. So
Trying to-
anything. I was gonna say anything you want to add like this, you can find here and add as an extension.
Okay.
If there's anything over here that you think you might use.
Okay. All right. I'll work on that.
Okay.
Okay, Sydney is on. She can see us, but she can't hear anything. And she says that her mute button is unmuted.
Her mute button is unmuted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But she can't hear us at all.
She can't hear us at all. That would lead me to believe it's a settings issue. And it's on a phone.
Yes.
So yeah, it would be something with the settings. Well, while you're doing that, a minute, I'm going to go to the Webinar Jam app so everybody who sees it is familiar with it a little bit.
Mine, for some reason now, is turned all blue. Instead of being colored like the other apps, it's just like got a blue turquoise color all over it.
Which one's that? The Webinar Jam one?
Yeah. I mean, and there's an X in the corner.
Yeah, there's
which
an X.
I don't want to, but it's automatic. I mean, it's sitting there.
Okay, the X in the corner is how it gets removed.
Right.
It might just be for right now. You've got a little lower bandwidth for some reason.
So
But
if I click on it,
if you click on Webinar Jam,
yeah,
you should see. So that's like I said, the white app with the red lightning bolt.
yes, but like I said, it's all blue.
Okay. Does it show up looking okay on the right? You'll see the chat and the polls, attendees.
No,
You
I
see
don't
that?
see anything.
No. Do you guys have it?
Oh wait, there it is.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I see chat. Yes.
Okay. Does everybody see what I'm talking about? The Webinar Jam app. It's a little white with a red lightning bolt in it. Okay. So this is where in Webinar Jam we get the questions from the audience. So
Okay.
the big thing that you're going to want to look at over here is attendees, if you want to see who's here. If you click on attendees, it'll show you everybody that's in attendance and watching, that's registered, and on watching us right now. Okay? If you go back to the chat, again, this is where we're chatting with the audience. So a couple things you're going to want to be most familiar with, Alan, is if you, for some reason, you want to give a URL to the audience, you can do that in the sticky message. Just make sure you make it a complete link. So, like for instance,
HTTP.
Yeah. So I'm going to stick something in so you guys can see. And you click Display Sticky, and you'll see it shows up as a clickable link.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that you want to be sticky to the audience, it's just like a sticky post in social media.
And where does that come up?
It comes up under the chat. If you click Enable Chat Box, there's a little checkbox.
Oh, I see. Got it.
Yep.
There
So
we go.
if you click Enable the chat box, and you'll see like right under there. Remember I was talking about the I use the internal chat.
Yes.
It says you can enable both public and private messages. So I usually just leave that as all messages are public or private, but leave it as both.
Is this
So I try to keep
our Jam one, John, or the regular?
that's the Webinar Jam one.
Right.
So in the Webinar Jam one, you see that chat. So like I said, I'll leave it as allow both public and private messages, but anything I send to anybody in the panel, I use the regular internal chat, the little blue one in the upper right-hand corner.
What's a sticky message?
What's what?
What's a sticky message?
The sticky message is like a post in social media that you want to stay at the top. So we use it a lot for something that we want to keep up top, a URL link. As long as you make it a full URL, as long as you make it a full link, it's clickable.
Okay. It's like pinning your chat to the top.
Yep. There you go. Alan's got it.
So a really good question or a really good observation or insight.
Yeah. Yep. You can pin right to the top there. And then, as far as the big thing is just to test the chat so that you know how it works.
Mm-hmm. So I just displayed the offer. So where does that show up on the screen?
It should show up under pop-ins, and it does. There it is.
Okay. Oh, so there on the lower right. Okay.
ETN, yes, tapping.
I don't see anything.
I don't either.
Yeah, you have to click on pop-ins. I think what happened is when you put it in, Alan, you didn't display it in a new tab.
Okay.
If you decided to display in a new tab, it should automatically show up.
Okay. Okay.
So we can check that out. But it is showing. So if you click on pop-ins up at the top, where we got the chat and attendees, you'll see the tab that says pop-ins.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see Alan's offer pop in. You guys see that?
No.
Meaning pop in, it will be what the audience sees no matter who is speaking. It'll sit like in the upper corner.
It sits off to the side. It like pops out to the side of the chat.
So you could preload those and
Yes.
pop them in during your conversation as planned.
Exactly. You can even preload several of them. So it doesn't have to be just one. You can preload them, and you can actually create them on the fly from here too.
Joe,
So
are you?
we were going along, we forgot something, we could add it to.
It says this offer is displayed, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see any pop-ins.
All right, let me remove it a second, and I'll redisplay it.
Hey, Mary.
Hold on, Alan. Let's see. All right, I'm going to redisplay it. Do you see it now?
No.
Still no.
Where would you see it?
Well, like I said, it's across. There's all the tabs across the top where it says chat, polls, attendees, and pop-ins.
Mm-hmm.
If you click the pop-in tab, you should see it down at the bottom.
I don't see any pop-in tab to click.
Yeah, I don't see. I
It's
don't have
really-
any.
It looks like. Let me show you what it looks like.
I did have it set for open a new browser tab.
Open a new tab. you see it down here at the bottom? Under pop-ins.
I'm actually in the Webinar Jam editing function, so I did have
Okay.
it set for open a new browser tab.
Wow.
So it doesn't go on the screen. It goes off to the side in the.
It pops out to the side of the screen.
I see.
So if you've been in a Webinar Jam session, you'll know where you're talking in the chat. It'll just pop up
With the red
right there where the chat box is. Yeah.
pop in, pop out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it'll say pop in, and sometimes I'll mention to them if they don't see it to click on the pop ins tab. And again, that's why we would have the sticky set for that same URL just in case for some reason people couldn't see it.
You just make that image hot, and that's what's taking us over to enlightenedtapping.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I have a question. So,
Yep, go ahead.
as an attendee, would the pop-in? I'm seeing it when I go to pop-ins on my screen. So, would they see it? They only see one column, and that just comes intermittently whenever it's in the chat.
When
I
you
don't
did-
have a, because the way.
Yeah, it's just going to pop off to the right there.
Okay.
So they'll see it right in the same area that the chat's in.
When I see the public chat, will I know that there's a pop-in in there?
Yeah,
From
you
my
should
end?
see it. You should see it pop in over the chat.
Okay.
Like you should see the pop in instead of the chat.
Right. I didn't see it when I'm on the chat function. I didn't see
Okay.
the pop-in show up there.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay.
But I do see it in the pop-ins.
I
Okay, so-
don't have anything that even says pop in or looks like a pop in.
No,
Okay,
it's not.
so is there at the very top on the far right column, Marion? I see a green bar at the very top says detached sidebar. Do you see that?
No. I do not see it at all.
Okay, so John, I don't think she's gotten the Webinar
In the
Jam
Webinar Jam app. Yeah.
to work. So do
No.
you see anything on that right column, Marion?
It just says live.
Okay, and Joe, do you see the Webinar
Nope.
Jam?
I don't have anything on the right, and I don't see anything that says Webinar Jam.
Okay.
Okay. Have you downloaded the app, the Webinar Jam app? So on the left-hand side, the three dots on the bottom.
I've gone there, but there's still not anything that says.
All I get is discover more. Wait a minute.
Yeah, 'cause the
Discover
Webinar
more apps
Jam-
for your video call. Is
Web,
add apps. Do I click on the add apps?
Yep.
Okay. And now I look for what?
So there should be a Webinar Jam, little panel thumbprint, and you would click on it.
actually, there won't be.
I
there
don't
wasn't.
see anything
No,
like
the Webinar Jam app gets loaded when you come in on the admin link.
Okay.
So it's part of getting loaded on the link. And it's not really a big deal that they don't have it. It's more of an issue for like us, Darden, you, because that's where everybody's going to see the offer and everything. So
Okay, John. Sydney has checked her Bluetooth,
okay.
and it says all the sound is on. So she's saying, what specifically should she be looking for?
Phone. Oh boy. What kind of phone does Sydney have? Do you know?
I don't.
Okay. I don't know. She might have said.
Because since Joe and Marion are brand new Gmail users, and setting up and configuring all this for the first time, would that sort of derail that app getting loaded automatically?
It's possible that it could have.
Yeah. So when they
It's possible.
close this out and reload, then
It might be the next time it pops up.
Okay.
So that's very possible. It could have done that.
All right. Sydney says she's got a Galaxy Note 4, so Samsung.
I got a Galaxy Note 3.
I got a Note 2.
Yeah, let me think here a second. Why would that not pop up? I don't know. I've never had that issue with the sound. It just kind of automatically worked. Is that the only thing she has to come in on, Alan?
I think so. Wherever she's at, she's only on her phone.
Okay.
And like she said, she doesn't even have Wi-Fi wherever she's at. So.
Only thing I could think of would be to try a headset in it for the volume. That it might work differently with the headset in it. Only thing I can think of off the top of my head to try.
Okay, I suggested that to her. She's saying maybe she should have held on to her Samsung 3. Okay. All right. So anything else for all the fine folks that have been here?
Yep, go ahead, Darden.
How do I post? I went back to group chat, so if we wanted to talk internally.
Yep.
How do I post? I mean, I typed something in.
Yeah, I see you said hi.
Right, but I mean, just now I've typed something in, but now all I have is a smiley face and a triangle. How do I post what I just typed in?
Should just hit return and it'll post it. The smiley face is your. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Because
So
I didn't
smiley,
see those. Okay.
smiley face is your little emoticon thing, and if you ever
Right.
want
No.
to hand anybody a document inside from Drive,
Yeah.
that's what the triangle is for, Google Drive.
Okay. Great. Okay, so I see. So just hit enter, post it. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what we'll do if we have any internal stuff, and that would pop up.
Anything inside.
Right. And then when I go back, I just go back to Webinar Jam, and then I am seeing the line, the thing there. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I got that.
Otherwise, we're going to use Webinar Jam for pretty much everything.
Right.
And then, Alan, if you're going to, well, let me go this direction. Whoever starts the Hangout is who controls the recording. So you'll see, Alan, that you've got a start button
on the very bottom
of your screen. Yep.
Yeah.
Because right now you're set to start the recording, and then you can let it record automatically, whoever's talking, which in that case is why you want to have everybody muted out before you start. You know, if nobody else is going to be talking along with you, okay. And then the other thing is you actually control who's on camera. So if it's gonna be you want to make sure that you've clicked you in the film strip along the bottom. So if you click on you, you'll see, actually any of you can do this, if you click on yourself in the film strip, you'll see it puts a white box around you.
Got it.
Got it? So you guys can control who you want to see at any given time.
Okay. So if so I click on me, but then I want to turn it back over to them, the audience.
You can just click it off. You can just click it off. Yeah, and let it scroll automatically. So whenever you're speaking, you want to make sure it's on you, and everybody else, make sure that you're muted out for Alan.
So it's actually, this is going to get tricky because we're going to actually demonstrate the meditation. So the way we facilitate it, and people then I sort of popcorn. I ask questions, and people sort of reply. What are they sensing? What are they experiencing? So
Okay.
it's just sort of trust the process, and whoever answers, their video will pop in and out. And
Yep. Or you can still leave it on you, and we can still hear people talking and see them in the strip.
hmm
So that's another option. They can still answer. So
right.
like for instance, lots of times I'll do an interview with somebody and I'll stay in the film strip. I'll keep the focus on the person who I'm interviewing, but I'm still in the film strip asking questions.
I see. So the audience can still see you
And they can still respond.
here.
So you can,
Right.
yep.
So that's
okay.
as the moderator, John, you would just select the window you want to stay main.
Recorded, correct.
So it's like a camera switch.
Exactly. So my whole job, and if I'm the one producing it, is to just make sure the camera's on who's speaking, and that if we open it up, that it takes it off, and then other people can speak.
And if you click off of any of them, then the auto setting is based on the microphone.
Right. Exactly. Whatever the microphone picks up.
Okay.
So then you got to watch that a little bit too. So we can figure out too on the recording part how you want to handle that, Alan. If you want me to just be here and present, and you want to handle the recording side of it, or if we can work something out so I can record it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I started the recording, so.
Yeah. So we can figure that out. That's easy enough to do. And then the other thing is if you're doing like slides in a Hangout, you could put on a second computer, like you can actually be logged into two machines.
Right.
A lot of times what we'll do is put up a second computer with our slides on it. If you don't have a second monitor, that's an easy way to do it. So I could actually be here on my main computer, my phone, and a laptop. I could like have them all logged in as panelists, and I could switch to another machine for a presentation or whatever you might want to do. That's an easy way to handle slides sometimes, is if you have multiple systems to do it on.
Right. So since Darden will be using my laptop,
Yeah.
if I wanted to go to slides, I go back to the screen share and
Yes.
choose. But you see that, right?
The screen share? Yeah, we see it. And then, like I said, you just have to make sure that you white
That's not
box view.
Right. It's
So we see slides. Yep.
there. We go. But I have to find that setting in PowerPoint that makes it full screen or whatever it is. So.
Yeah, confined to a window.
Yeah. And okay, now I'm trying to get out of this PowerPoint thing, and it's not letting me do that.
Just click slide share again, or click the screen share,
Okay.
or stop sharing at the top. It'll have stop sharing at the top of your Hangout screen too.
So it's actually trying to bring the PowerPoint.
There you go.
There.
You're back. So
We'll
the
have to work on that.
yeah.
So it's a
The
little
one thing you want to do is kind of get your windows aligned right and just practice sharing back and forth a little bit beforehand.
right.
So that
Okay.
you're familiar with how that's set up.
hmm
And aside from that, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
Alan's a little camera just came on the bottom of his white box, and then there's a camera in front of Joe, you, and Marion, but not in front of Tristan or me.
Yeah.
Does that make any difference, or what does that mean?
The little camera is what we use to take photos.
Okay.
So,
Oh, see there.
Okay, so now Tristan has one.
yeah.
So the camera on the left-hand column where the Webinar Jam app
Is that
is.
just a toggle on and off?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So we use the photo
So,
a lot to like publicize an interview or take some shots, inside. So we'll do that quite frequently. You'll see us a lot taking photos. We tend to be
Okay, so
camera happy.
should I have mine on or not? I mean, I don't need my picture taken necessarily, so.
No, it doesn't. It's
Okay.
not like a big thing. I mention it a lot of times because you know how
Okay.
people like photos, right? On Twitter, on
Right,
Instagram.
sure.
Sure. So a lot of times, if you've got a great audience, you want to take some photos.
Mm-hmm.
Take a few photos.
Okay.
Or
And
when
you'll-
Tristan and Sabrina are doing something fabulous, and we want to immortalize that.
Yeah.
then,
I
just
think-
click a picture.
I did already. If you look down at the corner, now that you've got the camera app on, if you see in the lower right hand corner, I've already
you go.
immortalized them. So if you click on that, you'll see I took a photo.
Yeah.
I hope you guys don't mind.
I see.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, so Joe looks good and clear, and sounds
Everything
good.
looks great.
Marion's good. Well, can we just play for a moment? Can we do a little tapping here and just see how that plays out?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, everybody. So Sabrina, this will be new and weird to you. You're the only one who hasn't experienced this, according to John. He's going to be really wigged out. Well, if he had a wig, he'd be wigged out. So.
I did tapping.
Okay, great. All right. Well, so Sabrina, just tap along with us, okay? So we'll pretend we've gone through the controller and we're shifting to that infinite voice of the stillness of pure being. How about that? Okay. I am the stillness of pure being.
I am the stillness of pure being.
I am infinite.
I am infinite.
I am vast.
I am vast.
I am eternal.
I am eternal.
I am beyond the beyond.
I am beyond the beyond.
Okay, so notice how it's got kind of Marion as front and center there, looking ever so fabulous.
How did I get the?
Yeah, so that's what I see. Do you see everyone? Do y'all see Marion?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. So then maybe we should, have me leading the tapping, and then we can see you guys in the lower screen.
Yeah, that's how we usually do it with my other tapping client.
Okay. Okay, great. All right.
It seems to work good. So you can set it up, put it on yourself, and we'll see everybody tapping with you below.
Okay, excellent. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
All right, great. Great. All right, I think we'll do that for at least the tapping piece then.
Yeah.
And then if somebody wants to do an extended share, then we can shift to them. So.
Yeah, and then you're gonna see what you like and don't like as we go along, and you can kind of adjust accordingly to what's working.
Okay.
Took us a while to kind of get something that we liked for the other EFT practitioner I worked with, and just took a little while. Finally, it settled in, and we just had everybody in the bottom tapping and her leading, and it worked
Right.
great.
Okay, great. Well, so I'll do a little, start with slides and have everyone muted, and then move into a demonstration of the work. And we really will do probably anywhere from 30 to 50-minute demonstration, depending. So, is that good with you, Miss Sabrina?
Yeah. Kristen took me to a tapping, what would you say, convention when we were first dating, and he didn't tell me ahead of time what we were doing. And I walked into this room of hundreds of people and they're doing this.
It was Gary Craig's Mastering Serious Diseases.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there you go.
That was the first time I was like, what are they doing?
What's going on?
Yeah, and you went, oh, okay, and this guy's really weird that I'm dating here. But you knew that.
She already knew. She already knew.
So Sabrina, this is the process that I teach. About 99% of the people can have a Satori experience within 30 or 40 minutes. So it's a little weird practice to get there, but the result is quite extraordinary. So I think you'll enjoy it, and of course it'll easy trip for you. So it's great. Tristan and Sabrina have had a 20, 30-year, very long practice of deep meditation. So I'm honored to have them as friends, and certainly here to support everyone on the Hangout, creating and stepping into the field. And Joe and Marion likewise have been meditating off and on with Spiritual Master for years, and have done a tremendous amount of big mind work and the enlightened tapping work, as has Darden. So, and Sydney was actually there in the filming of the home study course last year. So,
Cool.
Wait.
Very nice.
I have a question for John real quick.
Shoot.
So our camera's sitting up here at the top of our screen. Obviously, it's going to look better if we're looking up there, yeah?
Yeah, definitely better. It's really high. It's really quite high. I noticed. It's
On
really
our-
coming down kind of on you.
Yeah, we've
Is
got
it-
a big
You got a
screen.
big screen. but it's fine. Yeah. If you wind up doing a lot of
So we could just put it in another area.
How is that?
that's better actually because it's a better, more eye level. It's not like coming down. So yeah.
But you definitely have to lean more, Sabrina, to get into the frame where you
Yeah.
didn't before.
For this, it's probably
Well.
not.
And she's the showgirl from all these years, and
Pulling me away.
well, see, and part of the beauty of seeing you two together is, you don't notice this, but your posture is so elegant and beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's really
Yeah.
beautiful.
Mine?
Both of yours. I mean, you embody what you teach. So
Yeah.
uh,
The height would be more of an issue if you were actually like the presenters.
I see.
So if you're going to do like more of your own webinar jams, you might want to set it down a little bit more. And that's actually really pretty good.
Okay, we've got this sitting on our microphone now. So
On our snowball
we could do that.
windscreen.
Actually, that's good. You guys actually fit in better.
Okay, cool. We'll do
I
that.
can
What's
still
the
see
down?
you're leaning, though. You're sort of, propped up on that one arm there. So
Come on over, girl.
Oh, but
There you go. Scoot in. There you go.
yes,
Nice.
It works. We'll practice.
when we
Yeah.
get to the, if we were doing a Thursday night, and the Divine Mother fondling would be encouraged, of course.
Ah.
At Margaret's event, I did a whole thing on the Divine Mother, and of course, this woman who is a coach on helping women have orgasms was like, "How can you be intimate and infinite at the same time?" And I just said, "Well, have you ever had an orgasm with a partner that you're really into and enjoying?" She goes, "Well, yes." And says, "Well, how can you be intimate and infinite at the same time?" And she goes, "Oh, I get that."
Well, there you go.
So we tapped on the ecstatic, orgasmic Divine Mother. So
Woohoo! Right on.
yeah, but that's another Oprah. You're so cute when you blush like that, Tristan.
I know. You think of Ramakrishna when he used to cross-dress.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a big proponent of the Divine Mother. So yeah.
Yes, he did.
All right. Well, okay. So, any more questions for John and our training here? I've got to actually go pick up my husband at the airport. So.
I have a quick question.
Go
When
ahead.
I read through the chats for the public, I mean, Alan will tell me how he wants this done, but I see there's a down arrow or it disappears. Where it says chat public, there's a down arrow.
Yeah.
And if I click that, they all go away.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
No, okay. Well, I just want to, yeah.
What's
So
that?
they'll
What's-
just scroll, the most recent at the top,
Yes.
and then Alan will tell me what he wants me to do with them, and then if I need to go back and like find something farther down, is there like
You
a
can just scroll down.
with
You'll have a-
what?
You'll have a up and down scroll bar that appears. So you'll be able to scroll up and
Oh,
down.
when there's enough there, then the bar will show up.
Correct.
And I can, okay.
One
Is
thing-
that all I need to know?
No, one thing you
Yes.
may want to know, and this depends on Alan. There may be
Yes.
a point at some time where you want to shut the chat off. And what
Okay.
you were doing with the little red arrow, that actually shuts the chat off.
Oh, to the public.
Yeah. So that rolls up the chat. So if there's ever a time like during Alan's presentation that he wants to roll up the chat, so that they're concentrating on what you're saying,
Right.
you can roll up the chat and then turn it on when he wants to have questions.
Okay, so everybody can, if it's public, everyone can see the chat then.
Correct.
Right, the public one.
The public chat.
Okay.
So they can see it. And that was one thing that we ran into was we were doing a huge session, and we couldn't roll up the chat, and it kind of got a little out of control. So depending, if you get a lot of people, that's a good thing to know is that you can roll up the chat and kind of slow it down a little bit, turn it back on.
So can people, even if it's not set at public,
Mhm.
can people enter things into the box for us to see? They can communicate directly to us.
As long as the chat's open, they'll be able to. Yeah.
Okay, so it's open, but like if it's set to allow all messages are private, people can still enter.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Really?
yeah. Big thing you want to do is if you want the chat open, just set it for public and have it open for them. Otherwise, all messages are private. It's just internal.
Right. Well, and John, this is for Tristan and Sabrina too. It's like this technically is a sales process, even though we're demonstrating the meditation. So you always want to be so careful that the chat doesn't derail the sales process.
Right. Right.
And
if it does, that's where you might want to roll. If it starts to look like people are commenting a lot, you may want to roll it up, or you may want to roll it up at that point anyways and just leave it up and put it back down for questions after you're done. So it doesn't derail you.
So maybe you and Darden and I can talk a little bit more about that afterwards.
Okay.
So I mean, it's certainly like when I'm demonstrating, it's like, after we've tapped on the controller, it's like, okay, what are you sensing out there? Enter something about what you're feeling, what you're sensing. Certainly when we shift to the stillness of pure being, it's like, okay, were you able to make the shift? Can you really feel that infinite quality and spaciousness, which is the primary thing. So, it's good. And my thought was, rather than everybody see that, Darden can sort of just say out loud what some of people's comments were.
Yes.
Right.
So that's one way to do it. So she's sort of moderating all that.
Exactly.
So
I think that's the best way to do it, is have somebody that kind of moderates it rather than everybody being distracted by it.
Right. So I think that's what we'll do, is we'll keep it hidden, and but allow people to enter comments and things and have Darden. Okay.
Those are comments by the audience?
What's that, Sabrina?
Are you talking about like when the audience is commenting and texting, or amongst us?
Yes.
In the
yes.
audience.
So they'll still be able to post their comments and what they're feeling and sensing, or their questions, and Darden will be able to read them, but nobody else will be able to see that. Or maybe we will, but
we'll be able to see it.
all the admins will see it, but the public will not. So
right. And you can actually. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Darden.
So when we click the red down arrow and it rolls up the chat, people can still post, but they won't show to the other public. It will still show to me.
No, they won't be able to post either.
They won't be able to post either.
It just shuts it down.
So there's 3.
So if we open it, like I just did, now people will be able to post and we'll be able to see it.
Right.
So it's kind of it's all off or all on.
Okay, so what Alan was saying isn't happening. So that it's either all on, see and post, or all off, no see, no post.
Right.
There's no post, but then see later.
Right, there's no post and see later.
Okay. All right, so we can
either
talk
on
about
or
this on or off.
we can figure out what works.
Just wanted to check. And then if I wanted to, if somebody has a long post, and I don't want it to keep scrolling through, do I just click on that and that like holds it still so I can read it?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You should be able to hold it in place so you can read it.
Yeah, so I would just click on their post. Okay.
Yeah, there isn't really an answer tab, Kristen. It's just kind of it's just to highlight the question. So we know it's a question versus just a comment.
So, I see. So it says answer. So that's public, so they could check that box themselves, like anyone on this?
Yeah.
And it would be like, hey, I got a question.
Yes. So we should point that out maybe at the beginning too, like if you have a question, hit the question.
Probably call that question.
Yeah.
A little. Okay. My other question for you, real quick, is this Hangout toolbox.
Yeah.
It's got a comment tracker. I'm assuming that pulls comments in from other sources like Facebook.
Yeah, it could pull comments in from YouTube or wherever you have it set up for. Even your own site. Yeah. We don't use that much.
Okay.
We usually, if we do something that's non-Webinar Jam, we'll use like a Google Hangout event and do it from a Hangout event.
Okay.
So, all right.
Cool.
So it's great. Thank you. Good meeting you all.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And Alan will be talking again.
Yes, so after I get back from my husband, I'll ping you and start talking about questions and things. So
Okay,
everybody,
sounds
thanks for your patience, and we'll work with Sydney. John, we'll do a one-on-one with Sydney.
Yeah, we'll get you figured out, Sydney. You can
Alan,
tell
we'll
how
give
to
you an
approach.
email to see if there's anything else we can help you out with.
Okay, great. But other than that, we'll see you guys tomorrow night for sure.
Okie. Cool. Looking forward to it.
Thanks.
We'll see you all
All right.
tomorrow.
See
Bye.
you guys.
Thanks,
Joe and
Tom.
Marion,
Talk soon, Alan.
Very helpful.
Joe and Marion, thank you so much.
Okay.
And welcome to the brand new world of Google technology.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's great.